Hey mates, welcome to the Hitout. I'm your host, Phoenix Trinidad, and if you are new here, this is Zero Hanger's weekly AFL podcast where we talk about all things footy, everything that happened on the weekend, everything that's to come. And this week, will Hawthorn miss the finals? They're looking a little bit shaky. Which of the bottom 10 teams are closest to a premiership? And what happens if Jeremy Cameron kicks 100 goals in a finals game? That's going to be crazy. So this week as well, Mitch is away because he had a baby. So congratulations to Mitch. We are joined instead by Cardman. So if you've spent any time on AFL YouTube, you will know who Cardman is. But if not, definitely check out his YouTube channel, his Instagram and his TikTok. I'll put a link somewhere in here. But for now, let's get into the episode. Alrighty, so we are here with Aidan Cellini, as always.
Hello, how are we?
How are you, mates? And joining the pod, Cardy, Cardman from YouTube.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, mate. Welcome to the Zero Hanger Podcast.
Oh, it's great to be on. Thanks for inviting me. Good to get on another podcast. Just, love chatting footy, so should be good. Good
Do you
fun.
do your own podcast?
No, I've never done a podcast. I've been on podcasts before. The closest thing to a podcast I've done, I have a second channel. So when I was young, actually, I would just send a voice recording and I just rant about random topics for 15 minutes and I'd put it in my mate's group chat. They were like, what the hell is this crap? But then over time, they actually enjoyed it. So I thought a few years later, I'll just do it again on YouTube, see what the reception is. So every now and then, if I feel like there's something to rant about, it's just me. Yeah. I just rant for an hour about random crap and people sometimes watch it.
And it's worked. I mean, it's worked out.
I call a chat with Cardy. So that's the closest thing to a podcast I've done, but don't host one.
So let's start with, for the people that don't know you, I mean, you're bigger than us on YouTube anyway, but let's say the people that don't know you, do you describe your channel, like when you're telling people?
It's a bit of everything footy-wise. It's more like I like to take the lighter side of things for the footy stuff, so it's not as serious. I just go to games, challenges, and I just like to bring entertainment and footy. So yeah, I do tipping, predictions, vlogs, a lot of just random footy stuff.
Yeah. So the thing that caught my eye, so we actually met earlier this year at Gather Round.
Yep.
You weren't there for that, but me and Mitch were at Gather Round. Yeah. We were doing our Vox Pop stuff, and then Cardy pops up. We didn't really know each other, but he looked familiar. And then for some, you were doing some sort of bingo challenge, and you were crawling around on the ground.
So of course you see me the first time, and I'm doing a stupid challenge. It's just the way it is. So I think one of them was the crawl on the ground as like a bingo sort of format. So that was a video I did at Gather Round, and one of my sort of squares I had to complete was obviously the crawling, but also to get on an interview. You guys were doing an interview. I thought, perfect. We'll put two together. I
think though, one of the parts of the bingo thing was to crawl on the ground until somebody says you can stop. Yeah. And then me and Mitch just didn't say stop. So we were like, let's just see how long he will crawl on the ground for. And it turns out quite a long while.
How long? What time do you have? Do you recall?
Up to a minute, maybe.
Yeah, I think
that's a fair.
I think one of your friends jumped in. We're like,
someone jumped in. I could have been here all day. Could have missed the Collingwood Sydney game.
So that explains. So you're on a bunch of challenges. One of them is going to every game. Every stadium.
Well, that was actually of the rarity because most of these punishments challenges are set by other people. Yeah. Because I get predictions wrong. I just wanted to do that. I had a look at the fixture. Last year when it was released, I saw we played in Alice Springs, saw they had a Bunbury game, and I was just chatting to a few people about it, and wouldn't it be cool to be like probably one of the first fans to ever attend a game at every stadium in a year? So I'm like, be a good content idea. I get content throughout the whole year, go on each unique stadium experience and a whole end of year video. I can do rankings, I can do a lot of stuff. So got one more to go, which is this week in Canberra, and then I'll be done.
Oh, you haven't been to Canberra yet?
Giants game? Giants ground, sorry.
Yeah, well, I've been to Canberra, but not this year, and it needs to be all on this year.
Yeah, okay. So, but the Bunbury game.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how much of that you know about.
Technically, you did go.
Yeah, so I counted. I got a ticket for it. I missed the original flight because that was the night before the Div 12 Resi's big game was on, and I didn't know if I was going to make it for that, but then I booked the flights in advance. All I had to do was just be up at 6 a.m. to make the flight, and I slept in. Because the bloke that I was staying with didn't set the alarm. He said he was going to set an alarm for 4:30. I, for some reason, trusted him. I trusted the bloke, and for that reason, I just about missed the game because I had to book the next flight. Because I'm like, it's either I just give this whole thing up or try to see if I can get a video out of it. Yeah. So I brought $800 extra down the drain, but I made it with Well, actually, I didn't make it, but 10 minutes after the game, I made it for kick to kick, so I still got my content. So
yeah, the most important part.
And I still got to Bunbury Oval. That's not too bad.
I still got to see the ground. At least I got to go in. That's all that matters.
How was it? Because I've heard it's pretty good.
I don't know the atmosphere. I don't know none of that. I just know the ground's all right.
Yeah.
Pretty small though. Few temporary stands.
Yeah.
It reminded
either.
From looking at it, it reminded me because so did that mean you went to the gather around the
Barossa
one, yeah, because we went to that one as well, the Richmond Freo game.
Yeah.
Was it similar to that?
I would say if you had to of that ground to draw any similarities the most, probably that one because of the temporary sort of stands and all that, kind of like what Bunbury had. So similar, and both stadiums didn't sell pies, which is a bit of an interesting one.
What?
No meat pies.
No meat pies
at either stadium, because on TikTok I do like a series where every ground I try their pie. And those two didn't have them. So
what do you have?
Wait, are you sure? Because you got there after the game.
Well, I recruited a few people to have a look for me, and they looked everywhere, and I couldn't find. They filmed bits. They like, no pies. So I'm like,
Is that bugger. Have you? Because I've never been to Optus Oval.
No.
So Optus Stadium or whatever.
Optus,
yeah. Do they have pies at? It's not a West Australian thing.
No, they have pies at Optus. Yeah, Mrs. Max they do. So I thought they would have had something similar at Bunbury, but apparently not.
I don't actually know anything about Bunbury. Is Bunbury like isolated or is it?
Well, we got there. There was nothing to do there. We went to like this. I forgot the name of it. It's like a steakhouse. There was no one inside. We thought this is the deadest place. We had a meal and we went back to Perth.
Yeah.
So I forced a mate of mine to take his missus up to Bunbury. They didn't watch a second of the game.
Yeah, because you just carpooled with them.
I had to because we made the plan that they'd meet me when the flight was going to get there, which was like 11. So I would have made it right because the game started, I think, can't remember what, like 1:20. So I would have just made it. They reluctantly agreed, but still got it done. So yeah.
I mean, okay. So what are the other weird punishments you've done this year? So you slept at Frankston Station?
Yeah, I did the Frankston stream. Oh, that was my fault because I said like I do weekly tips and all that.
Yeah.
So in that, I just said, because I thought Richmond were no chance to beat Gold Coast. If they win, I'll sleep outside of Frankston. People clipped it up, so I couldn't like backtrack.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and I was at the game, which made it even funnier. So that was like one of my best streams. I had 800 concurrent for a bit of time, and people got around it. But I do a thing every week for the tipping. I have to do like big calls. So every game, I make a big call. For example, I know Jezik hit 6 goals.
Yeah.
If I don't get at least 3 of them 9 correct, the most liked comment is what I do, as long as it's appropriate. So
that's what I love
I've
about.
had to buzz my hair, different color. They screwed it up. What else have I done? Perth overnight stream.
Well, you went to you just hung out in Perth
for overnight.
That's a punishment. Just being in Perth.
Because West Coast beat the Saints.
Yeah, right.
Yep. What else have I done?
But wait, you just stayed you had to stay in Perth, or you
overnight in Perth, and I couldn't sleep or anything like.
You couldn't go to sleep.
So it was a live stream basically.
Right.
So that's what that was. What else have I done? I wore a dress to a game of footy.
Yep.
Girly pajamas to a game of footy.
That's not even that
high
much of a
heels,
punishment.
just random stuff. Yeah.
Heels would be sore feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Getting up the stairs.
I almost fell down like twice.
Yeah.
I got laughed at by an old man. What am I wearing, mate?
You got laughed at by more than one old man.
I think another one was like support Carlton for the whole game in a Carlton Guernsey. That was a bit tough.
Bad. Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I got still a few more to go. Recreate the Telstra ad. That's another one I got to do.
Oh, that's
fun.
The whole one though. I got to do the whole minute-long Telstra ad. So I got to go to like a park.
You got to full story.
Full story mode.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know when I'll be able to get to find time for that, but that'll be funny.
So that's the great thing about YouTube audiences specifically is that they will hold you accountable to stuff. Because our audience is like not as big as yours, but we still get some people that come back every week. Like on the Craft of the Draft podcast that we do, there's one guy that just continually will just rate the outfits of whoever is on it. And because Mitch isn't there next week, I'm a bit scared, whether or not, because if we have to jump on, we're going to get our outfits rated. But so, I mean, what you're doing on your channel is great. So your audience, how did you build that audience? In terms of, it's just uploading every day basically.
Consistency, I guess, being one of the few channels around that do what I do that actually kept going when others sort of maybe took a bit of a break or whatever, and I just kept trying to find new and unique ideas to keep improving the channel.
I think that's what it's like. It's a fun, because we're in the space where it's sort of in footy media where we're sort of, because we have the editorial side, so we have to report on things that are not as fun. But yours is just very lighthearted. It's just the fun parts of footy, which is, I think, what people love.
Every now and then, like, especially when there's no footy on at the moment, I do like to, like, go back and do some different stuff, like, more like talking about the game. Like, I do a bit of trade period stuff, draft stuff, but, again, try not to keep it so serious.
Yeah.
Because I don't label myself as the biggest expert there is out there. I still watch a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to probably 60 this year, just about.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely watched more games than I have this year. Like, I think that's what I like about footy YouTube. But, all right. Well, let's get into the footy. Let's get into the footy. Yeah. The run home. So this past round, I reckon there's still 9 teams in it. So let's look at the run home for the whole top 9.
Yeah. Well, you got the Crows who just jumped on top of the ladder after their big win against Hawthorn. Collingwood lose to Brisbane, therefore they slip. But you'd think the Crows, given who they've got West Coast to come, Collingwood, and then North Melbourne. So you'd think they're pretty right for a top 2 berth, and therefore, kind of a home finals, and at least 2 of those to come. Collingwood in a little bit of a spot of bother. They've got Hawthorn and Adelaide. So if they lose both of those, they're definitely in a chance of missing the top 4.
Mathematically, they can still miss finals.
They can.
The Pies, really?
Yeah.
Are the Crows the only team to have locked in a final spot then?
I don't know.
Because they've got the best percentage in the league. You think about that as well. So I don't think a team catches them, even if they lose the next 3, which they won't.
The reason behind that is the Dogs have such a good percentage. Now, if everything goes all gold for the Dogs and then Collingwood, fall terribly in the next 3 weeks, which you'd think they wouldn't. But again, that opens up that possibility, which who knows? We've seen stranger things. Brisbane, obviously big win over the Pies. Got Sydney, Fremantle and Hawthorn. Tough run.
That is tough.
Yeah, Sydney even a bit of form, and then Fremantle and Hawthorn still vying for a spot in the top 8. Geelong, like they always do.
Easiest stroll.
Continue to just chip away at it nicely, just behind the scenes, and probably will push for a top 2 spot realistically. With the Bombers, Sydney and Richmond. Also Jeremy Cameron 100 goal watch, which we'll touch on a little bit later. The Dockers have a bit of a difficult run with Port and the Bulldogs to come. And I think there's someone else there as well. And
Fremantle. Yeah.
And then Gold Coast, Hawthorn, Giants, and the Bulldogs all vying for, I guess, one of the last few spots in the top 8. But I guess who do we see missing? So we've got the Dogs just outside the 8. But, there's a lot that can change.
Well, the Dogs look good on the weekend. On Thursday night, I was there. They just bullied the Giants in the middle. So I think, obviously, if they win their next 3 with their percentage, they make it, and they've got the next 3 at home. So I think the Dogs have gotten themselves in a good position. Hawks are my worry. No Will Day. They contend against the top sides, but they can't finish the game. Like they, three-quarter time they've been up against Freo, Adelaide. I think Gold Coast when I was at that one in Darwin, and they just couldn't find a way to finish it. So they're my worry. They got to beat Collingwood next Thursday night. It's one of the big games of the year. That's probably the side I would say, because then they should be Melbourne, but then Brisbane away. If they don't win a second of those 3 games, I think they miss out.
Yeah. So what has Will Day's story been this year? Because they win with him, but he's been in and out. I thought he was out for a large period.
Oh yeah. He only returned recently. So he missed. I think his last game was that first game in Tassie. Sorry, his last game prior to the injury was that game in
against
Tassie.
Port.
Against I think it was the Giants in down in
the return from the start because
that was when he first injured it. So that was
the injury.
6, he missed 3 or 4 months and almost ruled out of the season then. Now he said everything went to plan perfectly in terms of his navicular injury. Came back and then reports are saying he got stood on over stress, which is obviously what the injury is from and is stemmed from, and now has been ruled out again. Yeah. So this injury in particular, and James Hird has spoken about it at length. He suffered similar injuries, and it's very debilitating. Yeah. And to a point where it almost ended his career, James Hird, or even definitely to the point where he couldn't get to the status and the level that he was at previously. So it's a big worry given Will Day is so young and so pivotal to the Hawthorn midfield that they can't seem to get it right. I imagine they'd assess their plan and their rehabilitation around Will Day's injury because, to have him brought back and then injured again obviously proves that he wasn't right. So they'll have to take it so cautiously because, as I said, he's so pivotal to their club.
I think it's brutal that they're so reliant on him, on this one player that hasn't been able to get it right this year. How is that even? How do you even build dependency on someone that isn't there? You know what I mean?
It's tough. It's just because had midfielders that have been okay. Like Warple's been okay. Newcomb's had games. Nash has had decent games.
They've just been out of form.
Out of form. So it's like they were hoping that when he returns, it's that's the flick that's going to switch them into a top 4 team, into a genuine contender.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's been out for so long, which as you pointed to, it's pretty unfair that he has that expectation of him. But it was more like a bonus to them that they were just chipping along nicely until he gets back, and hopefully he's the difference maker. But obviously that's not going to be the case.
Because it was a similar story last year, right? With Will Day.
I think so, yeah.
And
his shoulder.
So like in the off season, they must have been like, no, he's going to be fine next to like this year.
Yeah.
We started the season really, really well. Remember that Sydney opening round game? We thought, gee, he could be on for a Brownlow.
Yeah.
He was winning games. I think their record, Hawthorn's with Will Day, was like every game he played, Hawthorn basically won just about.
Yeah.
So he's very important.
Yeah, I think it's just, it feels weird. It's just uncharted territory for Hawthorn to be the team that's like, that slips out. Like, if anything, they're just going to, it doesn't fit with the Hawthorn brand that they would slip out of finals late in a year. Yeah. But it seems like if I had to put a bet on as well, I reckon it would be Hawthorn. GWS, they'll hobble in if they get in.
North and Saints with the, clash against the Suns.
Yeah.
So you'd think there's 2 wins there. Could they snag a third? They did beat the Suns early in the year.
Yeah.
So they've got a good record against the Suns. So I could see them winning that.
So they can push them up. But one thing, and we've spoken about it at length, is Gold Coast having that extra game. So obviously they're a bit jaded at the moment in terms of missing that opening round clash against the Bombers, which has been postponed to round 24, kind of round 24 part 2. So they could be, 7th or 8th, but then they could jump up with that win against Essendon to potentially 4th, depending on how it all plays out. Which, again, will be interesting to see because you assume that's a pretty handy win, given the fact that Essendon is so decimated by injuries and player availability.
Did you do preseason predictions this year?
I have, yeah.
Where did you have Gold Coast?
I think I just had them missing out because I think the year before that I had them making it and they failed once again. So I just was a little bit more safe with that one. But apart from the Suns, I think I've nailed most of my preseason predictions in terms of like ladder predictions.
You had Adelaide up top?
Timing, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I had the Pies around the 4. Who else did I have up? I don't think I had the Dogs in the 8, but they might still miss out. You don't know.
Yeah. My big claim to fame this year is that I had Gold Coast top 4, which I think they will finish top 4.
It's a good call.
And then also I said that Richmond wouldn't finish on the bottom.
Because everyone had them on the bottom.
Like, and it's like the only good call I've had. Tick, and now West Coast have locked in Wooden Spoon, haven't they? Yeah.
Were West Coast your Spooners, or did you have another team?
I had St Kilda.
Oh, you are. You are really testing my my gears right now.
I genuinely, and like that, it was a bit tongue in cheek, just because like I couldn't think of anybody else. Like I thought, I mean, we'll get into it like in the next segment, but I thought they'd do better than, like, I just can't believe how bad they are. But yeah, apart from the run home, anything else on run home? Like Collingwood are a bit shaky. Like, I don't know. How are you? Because you're a Pies man.
Yeah.
Because they've lost like what?
Three of the last 4.
3 of the last 4.
2 of those, I mean, the Gold Coast game, they probably didn't deserve to win or even get close, but they did. And then Fremantle probably should have won and then didn't. So, there's a little bit there that they need to clearly work on. But I would have to say it's not panic stations yet, but there's definitely some fine-tuning that needs to be done.
How many Pies games have you been to this year?
Good 6 or 7. I was at the Lions game waving Pies fans goodbye when they walked off.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. How do you rate them?
Oh, I think they're still a top side. They've still got players coming back into the team. Like, they've been resting players maybe at a time that they're able to, because they've got those wins banked up early in the year. So I think if they finish top 2, they're going to be probably one of the still premiership favourites because they got the games at the G.
Yeah.
It's that Adelaide game for mine, really, because they've been very good against the Crows in recent form, but the Crows right now look
I don't think Adelaide's been
unbeatable
in like years or something.
I think it's
12 now wins.
I think it's a fair stretch.
It's a long one. So that'll be the game.
Yeah.
Is that at the G or is that at?
No, it's at Adelaide.
That's at Adelaide.
The last 5 games have been decided by 2 goals or less.
Just about.
Oh yeah, because that's going to be the Saturday night game. And that's not going to be on
a paywall.
God, yeah, okay, yeah. I reckon we'll have a better look once we have that game done.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all right, interesting,
exciting.
So we thought we'd since we're doing the run home for the top 8, we thought we'd take a look at the bottom 9 teams. No, 10?
10?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
We'll just look at the bottom of the ladder and we'll just go, do you want to go bottom up? Well, basically, okay. So a couple of weeks ago, we had this graphic go up on the Zero Hanger Instagram account, ranking the bottom 8 teams closest to a premiership. This was done by Footy with Alex, I believe. He put this together. I had some issues with it. He didn't. So he's ranked it. This was, I think, 2 weeks ago. So he went, in terms of 1 to 8, like most closest to a premiership, he went Port, Carlton, Saints, Tigers, Bombers, Kangaroos, Demons, West Coast.
There's no reason why you'd be upset with it.
There's a lot of reasons, having the D's down there, I did say in the comments that I'm going to be throwing hands when I come into the office. But let's go through each. We'll go through each team, but basically, I mean, I don't know how we're going to do this, but who do you think out of the bottom 10 right now is closest to a premiership?
I keep gravitating toward Richmond. I don't know why.
What?
So hear me out. So you got the top 6 clubs. So you got your Collingwoods, your Geelongs, your Hawthorns, Bulldogs even, but they're clubs that seemingly Brisbane as well, and now Adelaide has become a destination club. They're clubs that consistently top up with players that they need to continue their strive for a premiership. So Geelong hasn't dipped in 20 years.
Oh, they won't for another 20 years.
And won't for another 20 years. Collingwood now has become, again, a destination club again for the last few years.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're in the race for everyone, which is just proves that Hawthorn seem to have money they can splash on anyone and are also in the race for other clubs. Fremantle have now become quite a stable club, which now is luring top WA prospects to them. Who else? Brisbane as well. Again, reigning premiers, lost the grand final year before, made 6 final series in a row under Chris Fagan. So for one of these teams to come up, not only to make finals, but to knock those guys off is very difficult. Now, I see the lists of the bottom 8 sides that you mentioned struggling. They're kind of in that no man's land. Richmond has gone, you know what, we've got our flags. Fans, thank you very much for riding us through those successful periods, but we're going to bottom out. We get 7 or 8 talented youngsters in. Bear with us. It could be another 5 years until they hit their peak. But when they do, they're going to be like the Brisbane.
Yeah.
And once they get to a point where they're contending with Sam Lawler, who's 22, 23, and all the rest of the draftees, they're going to get players that are 28, 29, hitting their peak on, you know what, I'm see what Richmond's building. I'm going to go join them. So it's almost like that in-between phase, which a lot of the bottom 10 teams are in. They don't know whether to rebuild fully or commit to being a contender. They're kind of just in no man's land. With Richmond understood that let's go down to the bottom and we'll push right up and we'll almost skip those guys and leapfrog them.
Well, they've done it at the right time before Tassie coming in as well. So they get the talent in now, get more talent in the next couple of years. They've got North's pick as well. So I could see it happening. Their rebuilds seems like it's going quicker than what initially was expected. And these players are looking really good.
I kind of hate that you've just convinced me on that. But like it does make a lot of sense. But
they're probably already leapfrog North.
Yeah.
And that's
North, West Coast already done.
But that's the thing. It's like that. But North and West Coast took that approach and it didn't work out. Like they just completely bottom out. Actually, West Coast, I don't really know what's going on with West Coast. They tried. I think they now have
did it
to
too
that
late.
Approach. Yeah. But still, like in terms of closest to a premiership. So that's still still 5 years away.
Oh yeah, it could be 10. Yeah. It could be 10 years. But I just don't see the top 5 or 6 clubs that have been the top 5 or 6 clubs for the better part of 2 decades or the last decade even since free agencies come in, that they're going to be knocked off the perch. They might not win the flag, but if you go through the history of the last 10, 15 years, it's the same teams that keep winning it or playing in grand finals.
Well, that's the thing about that. Yeah, that no man's land of like the middle part of the ladder. So like Saints have been around there.
Yeah, but we've never really invested too much in the draft and nailed our draft selections. As of late, we sort of have. So I've got more hope if we keep Naz, TDK coming in, Lee Kalia, Max King fully fit. Yeah, could see maybe us push into the top 6.
I could as well.
It's not out of the realms of possibility with the way we can play at stages. We're just a little inconsistent. We've got Ross Line, one of the better coaches I feel in the league still. So is that close to a premiership? I think if we keep building on these youngsters, keep Naz, never know.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's just keeping Naz. Even if you don't get TDK, you keep Naz.
Oh, and definitely.
Then
He's a draw card as well. People want to go and play with him.
That's what I'm saying. So if he's one of the best players in the comp in a year or two, like top 3, maybe even wins a Brownlow, let's say in a year or two, players are going to want to come if we're contending for the top 6 with our talented youngsters still coming through.
Well, I would say then, I would say that St Kilda right now, with the list that they have right now, are ahead of Richmond, obviously. But with the caveat, they keep Naz, they bring in Tom DeConning, they'd be closer than Richmond. Essendon, it pains me to say, I think are closer. I'm just taking this like in the perspective of a Melbourne fan. Essendon are closer than Melbourne, which really hurts me. Their youngsters look pretty good, and I think with a healthy list next year, they'll be high. They'll finish higher than Melbourne. Melbourne need to do it. Honestly, probably need to clean out their highest paid talent. And it's
may as well do it now. Till they're worth nothing.
Yeah, because and I think someone's written this down, but I've been saying it all for the past few weeks. It's like our top end talent are what's letting us down at the moment. So like our young kids, like Harvey Langford is a gun, Lindsay is a gun, Wins is a gun, McVee's a gun. We might lose McVee, but like the guys that can't kick are Petrarca, Clayton Oliver, Viney and Clayton Oliver can't really play in the same midfield. Like it's a bit of a mess at the moment.
Petrarca's not even playing midfield anymore.
No, and that's the thing. So but we're closer than West Coast. We're closer than North. We're closer than, I'm gonna say Carlton, because I think we're
Carlton
in a very
in another
similar
situation
spot.
That they're losing players now, and they're unable to retain talent themselves. So they're in a strange one. I don't think they're contending anytime soon.
I reckon Carlton are where you guys were last year. So you have a lot of players that could walk out the door with value.
Yeah.
Now you guys opted to keep them.
Yeah.
You know, the Olivers, the Petrarcas, they've got Kernos and Mackays, even Walsh.
Yeah.
If they hold on to them and just say they have a wretched year, which again, I'm not praying that they do. I hope they do get back to their best, like every fan does. But if they do have a kind of year that Oliver has had, that Petrarca has had, that's been relatively quiet compared to what we know them to be.
Yeah.
They could lose their value, which is probably what Carlton's weighing up at the moment. Whether they, try to get some draft picks in and some value there, or hopefully turn these guys around so they can come start again.
You're actually right. That is very similar to where we were last year. And then now it becomes a battle of like who has a smarter board, Melbourne or Carlton. And I don't think it's Melbourne.
I don't think Carlton are up there either.
It's real like battle of the doldrums. Port are an interesting one. Yeah. I don't really know what to think of Port.
I've always thought they overachieved the prelim finals. I think that with their list, I think they've got some really good players. I think they just overachieved each year. And then it doesn't matter about injuries. Again, they're just right in that sweet spot of 6 to 12. Which is what we found out this year. So they can push up and play a couple of finals, or they can drop out and people wouldn't even realise, like, okay, sure.
So they don't seem like a threat, do they? Nah, not for years to come.
That's the thing. So these are teams that
I wouldn't say they're first then, if we're talking 5 years in the future.
That, I think, when I saw this graphic, that's what I had the most problem with.
Is this right now, like, as in, like... Or is this just ranking the best teams in the AFL? Like, what's...
No. So this is like ranking the bottom 8 teams closest to a premiership.
That's what I would have thought as well, and I wouldn't have Port first.
Nah, I would not have Port first.
I wouldn't have them that high up, but I think, given the draws, you got SA as a club, they've got money to burn, they've got a midfield that's great if they keep Zach Butters.
Which they probably won't.
Which they might not, but they've got a young forward line. There's positions there, and there's a picture there that you can sell to decent players.
Like out of the out of the bottom 10 right now, for next year, the only teams that I could see making a push into that top 8 are probably, Sydney, obviously. Western Bulldogs are currently in the bottom 10. Yeah. And then it's honestly probably Saints. So like I think all those teams are ahead of Port, like in terms of closest to a premiership.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you there.
What are your thoughts on the Saints at the moment then? Like for next year?
For next year, I just need to sign Naz and I'll be happy.
Yeah?
No, I think we'll be all right. Like, I don't know. Obviously a bit of a down year, but we've had a few injury concerns and all that. And we've been all right like our last 6 weeks competing with the best, just haven't found a way to win.
Yeah.
We're just not quite there. We're missing maybe one massive big body midfielder away, or another forward up there. Maybe another key defender, which will get Leaker.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the narrative of the Saints
all the time.
It's like the last 6 to 8 weeks. We play really good. We knocked off a couple contenders. We do this. It's like Yeah, but you're not doing that for the first 2/3 of the year.
Nah.
And I think that finals appearance a couple of years ago kind of threw the expectations out of whack.
That's confused me so much.
They came 6. I think they lost to the Giants that first week.
Yeah, we overachieved that, yeah.
Yeah. And everyone thought, okay, so we're on the up. But I think kind of like what Port Adelaide done, in my view anyway, have overachieved. And then reality kind of strikes and it's like, oh, maybe we're not where the ladder said we were last year.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, interesting stuff. I like with that. So you were at that Naz game where you kicked the winner as well.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. Like
Wow.
that. I was. I mean, I've done a whole podcast on it, but that really sold me on the Saints' future. I think, and I think I probably only did that. I probably only think that now just as a way of coping with how Melbourne lost that.
Yeah.
But like, I think it looks pretty good for the Saints going forward.
Because it's not just now. Like Max Hall, he's burst onto the scene. He's looking really good. We've signed him on for 2 years. Win Hager as well. Hopefully he signs on soon. And just a lot of other talent players.
Like this,
forgot about him.
Really,
this would have to be the most optimistic you've been as a Saints fan in the last
probably since
since that final series, I guess.
Yeah, probably since 2020. Yeah.
All right. Well, weekly awards.
Yeah. Do you want to kick it off, or do you want me to go?
You can go first.
Me. Okay. One award. It's either to the journalist and Jack Ginnivan, or both, or neither. I don't know, but it's called the Sense the Moment Award. I'm not sure if everyone saw it. The stopgap interview at the airport.
Yep.
Where the journalist asked about 5 or 6 questions to Ginnivan, who wasn't interested from the get-go. Although I love it from a kind of content media perspective, I reckon it's kind of a bit humorous, but I think both of them could have handled themselves a little bit better.
Yeah.
Journalist one, once you ask 1 or 2 questions and you can see the lack of response you're going to get, I would recommend maybe leaving it. But also, Ginnivan, just from representing your club and even yourself personally, you could have handled it a bit more professionally. But I guess that's what he's made his chocolates doing in terms of being that rascal, which is why we love it. So I'm kind of torn between 2. So I will hand him the Sense the Moment Award.
As a writer / journo, what is the goal there? Like from that reporter,
just bait him into something
silly,
something silly. So you can see him straight away, like it's just embarrassing,
Yeah,
like we know what he's gonna do. Also, we know what he did, and we know the response that he's gonna give. So, you try once, you try twice, okay. But she kept going, which is okay. Maybe she was instructed to do so. Not too sure, but yeah, it's kind of sometimes you just got to read the room.
I thought it was great. I love that. Like I love all aspects of like Guinea giving the finger to the crowd. I think is great, and I've loved that. Like everyone's doing that this year for some reason. Like literally everybody's just giving the finger to everybody. And then stopping him at the airport, which is so dramatic. Like
that's the thing,
because that's something you do on like a current affair.
Literally,
act like he committed a murder scene.
I think the same thing they did to Bailey Smith as well. Although it was in the streets of Adelaide when the Cats beat the Crows. I think it was like a gather round.
Yeah,
and they were ripping Dangerfield as they were walking off the race, and he flipped the bird to Crows. They seem to be involved in quite a fair bit. The Adelaide.
It's always 7 News Adelaide that like to report it. Well, did they report the one from gather round as well with Smith? Potentially. Yeah. And they fronted him in front of a cafe and he's just in a singlet and
I remember that.
Couldn't give less of a crap. Yeah.
He gave a similar response to Ginnivan, but again, that's why we love these personnel. So definitely not saying Ginnivan shouldn't have done it, but it's also a bit of fun.
Yeah. No, love that. I thought it was great. I reckon they both get the award, the journalist and Guinea. Mine is just to Jaden Nguyen, who plays for the Bombers, debuted this week. Had a pretty good debut. 14th. He just wins the Asian Representation Award because I think as a Filipino AFL fan, I think one of the only. But the main one. I'm the main Filipino AFL fan. I just love seeing more Asian representation in the game. Shout out to Lin Jong. Shout out to Peter Bell. They're the only other ones I can name. And Jaden Nguyen.
Yep. Yeah. I love that.
You got an award, Cardy?
On the spot. I don't know a name for it, but I might call it the Hungry Jack Award.
That's good.
You got Jack Martin kicking the 4 goals in an extremely quick burst of time, and I think it was 5 minutes 21. So that would be
lightning.
A record in AFL history.
Yeah.
So he just came onto this. Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
I think I read a stat somewhere. I know Murphy Reid did that.
Say he'd be close. That's what I would have
in 6 minutes as obviously debutant, but 4 goals.
Yeah.
Was he a sub as well?
Yeah.
super sub.
Mate, that's so good. Yeah.
No,
Super sub.
The Cats just can bring in anyone and they just perform to a high level.
I love the story. Like, that's because what was his. Did he get delisted?
Well, yeah, it was kind of a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
My body's not right here. Need a fresh start, if that. And then Geelong, like they always do, seem to
swooped him up, and now he's probably going to be playing for them in the finals. He seems to be probably going to be in that best 22, just about the best 23.
We need to go down there and see what's just going on in Geelong because they've just got. I mean, everyone must be getting paid under the table. Like they're just everything is good down there, and I don't get it.
Well, I think because he would have been signed on pittance, that's the thing. But just to extend his career,
you
know what I mean. So it's an inexpensive,
player
that you've brought in that has such high reward potential.
But you could but they've got
such a low risk, high reward situation.
Yeah. But like they just have the resources, like they can recruit every 30-year-old and then make them play for 10 years longer than they should.
Yep.
They have, I don't know, they must have like some alchemy or something going on down there. Great. That's a weekly awards. One thing that has been kicking off this week and that like probably started last week when we started looking at the goal trend, but Jeremy Cameron might kick 100 and he might do it in a final.
Well, I think it's almost likely that it would have to be in a final unless he kicks 25 in the next 3 weeks, which
could happen.
It could happen. I think it was clashes against Essendon, Sydney, and Richmond to come. So teams that are out of finals contention, struggling.
Yeah.
And Cameron kicked 11 against North Melbourne last week. So if he does that 3 more times, he clears that.
So what
with ease?
Like what happens if it? Because like so the example that we have here, I think Tom put it in the rundown. The Fraser Gehrig prelim.
Yep.
Wait, were you alive for that?
Oh, just barely. It wasn't.
But you know of it, right?
I do know of it. Yeah. So it kicks the goal. I think we're up 14-0 or something, and then it sort of stops the momentum that the Saints had early on.
Yeah.
And I think the coach was at the time, Thomas, said that cost us the game. Could have cost us a flag.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an overstatement. Like
I think, I mean, it was a prelim. It wasn't even a grand.
Yeah, you can't use that as an excuse. I would have thought. Like it's obviously a bit of an excuse. Port get back into the game, but you still got 3 more quarters to play.
Yeah, but it's also just the classic St Kilda thing.
Curse,
where it's like, it's just
always
of course something. You can't have anything nice.
Well,
but yeah,
like from last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Then it's back to Melbourne.
I knew what I did. Yeah, but I watched the footage of that this morning, and like the thing because I haven't seen that footage in a long time, but it was only like. It looked like it was only like 20 guys that went out there.
People didn't look like it didn't even realize it was 100 goals.
Yeah, because you compare that to what happened with Buddy, like when Buddy kicked 100.
The stoppage in play that Buddy had was almost more than halftime like break, like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
These stopped, like, Lance Franklin's 100, it was only like an 8-minute stoppage of play.
Was it?
So I think like just about, it wasn't longer than 10. So I think now that fans are knowing about this, more sort of, attention on the social media.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to want to run on the field, and the delay is just going to be so much longer. If it's for a final, could cause.
You are 100% going to be running on the field.
Front seat. I'll fly to Adelaide for it if I have
to. Wait, what's the likely scenario if he's because they'll finish top 4, so they'll get a home final at the G.
So they'll play. He's got at least 6 games.
Yeah.
If they finish top 4, so you got
unless
5 games.
So it'd be the G, right?
The qualifying.
Yeah.
Well, I think top 2 Adelaide, Collingwood.
Yeah.
So I think it could be Collingwood, Geelong potentially.
Even if it's their second and third, I reckon that's where they finish. So Adelaide on top, Geelong, Collingwood flip a coin between second and third. So that's at the G. That's the first week of the finals.
Yeah.
So if he kicks 3 big bags,
he's probably on early 90s, most likely heading into that game. So does he kick 6 in a big final, 7 goals? I don't think they're going to be necessarily wanting to feed him when they've got a big final to want to win.
Yeah, that's what Chris Scott alluded to. Like, he understands that the players are giving it to him now. Like, you've seen a few times, he wraps around on his left and snaps it. Now, that's probably a sure thing more than any other player taking a set shot. But he did say, and I think there's an understanding that once it comes finals,
different mindset.
Yeah, if we're not doing that,
we've got a cup to win, not just a milestone for.
I have enjoyed watching them play and just feeding Cameron the ball.
Awesome.
Like it's been so fun.
It's so much fun.
So, okay, let's say we get it to the first week of finals, and it's like very highly likely that Jeremy Cameron's going to kick 100 in the first final. Like, surely you are making a point to get there, like for the content. Like,
I think I will.
Yeah.
I mean, considering I've done all these stupid other plane trips to other places, like Bunbury, I think a moment like that, they say it'll never happen again.
Yeah.
There'll be a player that's good enough to do it. Maybe even Sam Darcy if he's.
Sam, I reckon he's going to do it like next year.
Yeah, like so, but it happens so rare now in AFL, and I didn't get the opportunity to do it when Franklin did because I didn't think it was like that big at the time. Like it wasn't something that I was going to do.
Yeah, right.
Travel interstate, but now, like I want to be there for it. I want to be part of history. So it's a risk. Like if he's 6 away, it's a home. Like he might not kick it. Yeah, but just in case, I might do it.
But getting even just getting the final ticket, like if it's it's going to be hard.
Especially final,
Collingwood, Geelong.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But I have big expectations for you, bro. Like if he's close to it,
you expect me to be the first one to run on the field and hug him.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll see what I can do,
mate. All your subscribers as well will be absolutely we're gonna get you there. Don't worry. But yeah, all right. Well, props to him. I really hope he does it. Yeah. I kind of hope he does it though, like in the last game of the season, like he just kicks
Grand final.
No, it's like the regular season. Yeah,
because grand final would cause chaos, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, what happens?
They'd have to say not to go on the ground.
They'll say, but people will do it. And then if they do it, are you going to fine everyone for doing it?
About it, yeah. Do the Gil McLaughlin, like,
yeah.
Oops.
What can you do?
Well,
so what happened with the, like in the Buddy one? Nobody got in trouble, right?
No. Gil literally implied, like, if it happens, what can I do?
Someone scattered ashes on the ground. Did they get in trouble?
I did see that.
Yeah.
That was a bit obscure, but...
Do you see that? Where like on the Buddy one, someone took the opportunity to go into the middle of the SCG and scatter their
oh really?
Someone's ashes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think is great. Anyway, so while we've got you here, last thing, since you've been to like every stadium,
yep.
You're kind of the spokesperson for the fan experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to get your take on a couple of things. So like, what do you think would improve the fan experience at AFL games? So Chris Scott came out earlier this week, I think, and he said he hates the music after the goals.
Yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was.
He said, specifically, he said he hates the Macarena, which I think is great. But what do you think of, like, because you go to so many games.
Yeah.
What do you like about, like, do you like the music after the goals?
I think it works for traditional clubs like Collingwood, Carlton. They're not going to ever consider doing something like that, but it works at Giants NG Stadium. I think that's pretty cool. At Gabba,
do the Saints do it?
Saints don't do it. I wouldn't be too against them doing it, but I'd probably rather them not do it. I think it's more of a thing that only works for certain clubs. I'm surprised the Cats do it in a way.
Yeah.
I
think Melbourne started doing it like recently, like this year.
I know. So I know the team at Adelaide do it.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing heaps of those songs in the first game when we played them when they were up by 10 goals. Suns do it. They sort of copy other clubs with the way they do it, though.
Yeah.
But I think the Lions and then the Giants were the first to implement them.
Yeah. Well, the Lions, I think, are the
Charlie Cameron's
ones that everyone remembers first. Yeah.
Charlie Cameron.
But I think it's great. Yeah.
Road.
Oh, no, it's good. No, it gets people up and about. It's like feels like more of a karaoke vibe when you're up there as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like soccer, like football in Europe, even in England, like when people are chanting and singing along.
Yeah.
We kind of have that moment of 30 seconds after a goal where it's a bit like that.
Yeah, it helps enhance that fan experience for maybe a fan that isn't so big into the sport. That helps them get into it a little bit more.
Yeah. So that's the thing, because I hate that every cheer squad just has the exact same chant for every team. Like, everything is like, Melbourne. Well, I don't know what St Kilda do. Like, everyone is like the same thing.
Do you know Old 29? They're like a big sort of section of not the cheer squad, but like at home St Kilda games where they have a chant for every player.
Oh, because I noticed at the Saints one,
some of them.
They started. Were they chanting Mason Wood? Yeah. So they do like the Collingwood chant. Is that for Mason Wood?
Every time he's got the footy now, we just, even if it's like not even for a goal, he's just marked it half back.
See, that's great. Like Melbourne fans would never do that. Like we'll chant like Gorney and like Roo, but that's about it. Like we're not creative. Like AFL fans, I don't think are that. Like the cheer squad specifically, never get that creative. One of the other things that came up this week, I think it was I was listening to the Geelong Port game on ABC Grandstand, and I think someone had a shot that went after the siren, like at the quarter time siren, and then but it didn't count because the siren had already gone or whatever. And there was an idea to do like the LED screens, like how they do in NBA, where it's like, when the siren goes, all the LED screens like just go red. Yeah, like a shot clock.
That would be cool.
Yeah. What do you reckon of that? I thought it was good. I think it's Chad Wingard that said it.
Would the advertisers not like that? Oh, surely it wouldn't matter, would it?
Well, I think that would be the issue with it.
That would be probably the issue. That or traditionalists.
Yeah.
That was kind of to my point. Like in terms of TV, in terms of what would you change? Like I loved it when Channel 10 would go from the last 5 minutes until the countdown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
the 5 minute
count
warning.
up. Yeah, the 5 minute warning.
Yeah, I love that.
Because I remember even at games they had the Tissot shot clock running
They
down
don't do that anymore,
Yeah,
I don't
which
think.
I'm
But you
glad.
could always just check the AFL app.
Yeah.
It depends on if you really cared. And also on the bench, they do hold up those signs.
Yeah, but I like that seems so dumb now because it's like by the time you hold up 15 seconds, it's 10 seconds left.
I saw one
Yeah.
at Collingwood game against Brisbane. Jack Cripps had a free kick on the boundary, and the
Yeah.
sign behind him was 30 seconds to
Yeah.
go. But on the quarter to go, remaining is like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So to your point, yeah, they have it up there holding it for the last 30 seconds, but
You
But
don't
then-
know.
Time.
Yeah, true.
by the time
Like,
it's-
but then at that point, if you're allowed to hold up signs with the like how long is left, then just put the countdown clock
For
at
everyone
the
else.
stadium. Yeah.
So
Does
Since
make-
everyone can
yeah,
just see it now,
yeah,
like you
yeah,
may as well.
exactly.
maybe we should hand in the signs, hand in everyone's phone,
Yeah,
and make sure there's a 5 minute warning so no one knows what's going on.
I do like that. What do you reckon? Anything else that you reckon would?
Well, I like the 5 minute warnings.
Yeah.
Maybe if the AFL removed the ability to check how long there was to go,
Yeah,
and the broadcasters put that up there, then you wouldn't know. That would be cool.
yeah,
But like more cool things outside the ground as well for like just amenities in general. Like I know grounds like NG Stadium do it well.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of like the interstate clubs more so than the clubs of the MCG. So
Yeah, they do
yeah.
like the whole game day experience.
yeah, I
thing.
feel like the game day
Yeah.
experience there is cooler, and like maybe for food as well, some food options at grounds. Like for example, Optus I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
The food trucks they have at the People's First, yeah, pretty cool as well.
Well, Bunbury needs pies as
Bunbury
well.
also
Yeah,
need
yeah.
pies, but they might not. Well, they will play there again, but I don't think I'll be going there again. That's for sure.
Well, actually, wait, can we get a sneak peek in terms of your rankings? Like, I know you're going to be doing rankings
Yeah.
at the end of the year, but like, what do you think is the best stadium so far, or the best one you've been to this year?
Oh, some disappointing ones. The Gabba is pretty low down.
Yeah, I've heard
that's
that.
one,
I've never
yeah.
been to the game.
I did a video not that long ago about it. Just so many things about it just seems so outdated.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just seems very compact and trying like walking through the ground and all that, and
yeah,
security don't know what they're doing. Very, very unlikable people, those security guards. To be honest. So there are too many of them. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. The SCG is not my favorite either.
yeah. I've never been to SCG.
I'll tell you what's an underrated ground that they're not playing anymore. Ninja Stadium in
Is that Tassie?
Hobart.
Hobart.
Oh, it's
yeah.
great. I love it.
That was North's.
Yeah.
North.
Right next to
Second
the
home.
beach, Bell Reeve. It's
Yeah,
good.
Belgrade, that's
Yeah.
it.
Wait, they don't play there anymore.
Because they sold their Tassie games
They'll
to WA.
stop. I think 2 weeks the last game North will play against Richmond.
But didn't they just change the naming rights to Ninja Stadium like this year?
Yeah, Ninja won't be happy.
No.
Yeah. So what do they do there now?
Oh, they play cricket. Big
It's like a
bash.
sport.
Cricket in Tasmania. I don't even like cricket, but like I know that cricket in Tasmania will be 10 times worse. All right, but what do you like? So I've only really been to the Melbourne grounds and then Adelaide Oval. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Adelaide
Yeah.
Oval's pretty.
Adelaide
pretty
Oval's awesome.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
It's almost the best in the
I
country.
would say it's the
almost.
best.
the
I
best.
reckon it is actually the best like stadium
'Cause
to watch footy at.
Like no
Yeah.
other ground has the hill like the Adelaide
Yeah.
Oval does. You got the big scoreboard.
The vibe
The
is
old one.
immaculate.
That's
I
good.
feel. Like, but I haven't been at just a Adelaide or a Port home game. I've only been during gather round.
So you
So, like,
haven't been to? You didn't go to the Port Hawthorn game or the Adelaide Geelong one when they played it for gather round?
No, well, I did go to those.
Oh, but not
like
for a
not. But it was at
non-gather
gather
round.
round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
Bit
because I
different.
think even at those games, you just have people that are just there, like because they're like guys like me.
Yeah,
who are
so
just
many
in
random
Adelaide for
people
gather
are
round.
at
Yeah.
gather round games.
So
It's
I
a bit-
would want to go where it's just like a
I did go
regular
to a
Port home
showdown
game.
once.
How was
Did
that?
you? Yeah.
It
How?
was pretty good. The game sucked, but it was pretty good. It was Robbie Gray's farewell game as well. So
Yeah. Right.
atmosphere was really good.
Yeah. See, I would love to do that. I
Yeah.
haven't been to Optus either. My mate has been to Optus, but it was during the 2018 prelim. That's the only time he's been when Melbourne got demolished by.
Is he a Melbourne fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, have like Optus compared to Adelaide Oval?
I
'Cause Optus is newer.
I know Optus is newer. It's probably bigger. There's more like more modern as well with all the lights and
Yeah.
all that. But I still like the Adelaide Oval more. Just the vibes.
It has character.
Yeah, it has a bit more character. I feel.
History as well as that kind of modern.
Yeah.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Saints are a Marvel home team.
Yep.
Do you like Marvel? Do you like have you grown to enjoy it?
Yeah, you sort of do have to grow to enjoy it. I'd like if they open the roof every once in a while for a sunny 120 game.
Yeah.
Like I get why they don't do it, but or at night, because it gets stinking hot early in the year.
Yeah.
I remember there was a Carlton Dogs game. It was like 40 degrees inside the ground just about.
Yeah.
Could have opened the roof.
Yeah.
What difference does it have opening it for a night game?
Yeah, definitely at night doesn't have any impact.
No impact.
I kind of get the day. You get some parts of the ground that's covered.
The way they built it
as well.
Yeah, the way they built the ground just didn't favour it at all, the broadcasters.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look to round 22 preview. Games looking forward to.
Well, we touched Hawks Pies this Thursday. That's going to have huge ramifications on where those two teams sit, but also maybe some others as well in terms of opening up spots in the top 4 and 8. We've got Cats Essendon.
I'm looking forward to that the most.
Yeah,
Jez had kicked 15.
Jez Cameron watch. Tigers Saints. You'd think that's again just not much there, but
Prediction?
Oh, look, the
G?
Tigers are. Well, they had a terrible game last week, so they might respond, but we should beat the Tigers.
I reckon they could win.
We beat them by 80, but it's at the G, so they
Yeah.
play right there.
Yeah, and Lions Swans at the Gabba. You'd think
Just a game the Lions have to win.
Yep, Carlton Gold Coast at Marvel.
Oh, that
And just a game the Suns have to win, but they
could
are
be a banana peel game.
vulnerable against the Blues.
Carlton looked pretty good against Freo. Like they seem to have been re-energized slightly with like Ashton Moyer and
a
like a couple of those
Harry
guys.
Farrell might have an ACL injury though.
Yeah,
from
right.
last week.
He's out for the year.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Also, another banana peel game, Port Freo.
Mm.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, it might be.
I reckon it's going to be quite hard actually.
Port played Freo very well at home.
Yeah.
I don't think they've lost at home against the Dockers ever at the Adelaide Oval. There's a stat in that.
Yeah,
I'd tip a Port for that.
I think there'll be one upset where a bottom 9 team beats a top 19 this week.
Yeah.
Could be one of those games.
and it wouldn't be the Giants in North at Manukau Oval.
You wouldn't think so. You'd think the Giants would respond.
Are you going to that? You say?
Yeah, that's a Canberra game.
That's the last stadium. Yeah.
What a game that's going to be. Can't wait.
Then D's, Doggies, and Eagles, Crows. So you'd think
Yes.
Well, we're going to get demolished.
should be too easy.
Usually
to
we match up well
It's
against
at
the
the G, though.
Doggies.
Does that have any?
Yeah. Nah.
No.
I think
Nah.
the demons the way they are, they're just struggling.
Yeah. And just without like, nah.
So if you beat the Eagles by 83, then that goes to show how terrible West Coast are right now. They're playing Adelaide. This could be 100 plus points.
Yeah.
Should be 100 plus.
I mean, we didn't really get into it, but West Coast, I don't know. Like,
Trying to remain positive here.
yeah, no, it looks so bad. But I like talking about West Coast because they, all their fans will just click on everything that has West Coast on it. But, yeah, cool. All right. Well,
Cool.
Shit. Thanks, Cardy, for coming on.
No worries. I'm glad you got me on. It's good fun.
Where can the people find you? What do you got going on? Like, what are your plans for finals and
Plans
draft?
for finals. Well, if Suns making, I might go up to a Suns game. Just more experiences. I do a thing called the Cardy Medal, so it's like an award show.
Yeah.
I've been getting the fans to put their 3-1 votes every round and
Oh, yeah.
kind of just do what a Brownlow medal count will do and just host it on my stream. So
For
that'd be
every
cool.
game.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cool.
I know,
Do you know who's
the,
leading? Or do you...
leader. Yes. Do you want to reveal it? It's a 2-way split at the moment
Yeah, go for it.
between Smith and Dacos.
Oh,
Only
really?
it's a Zero Hanger exclusive.
Hell yeah.
I think they're currently even on 31. I haven't actually updated round 21's games yet, so we'll see how that goes.
Cardi medal. So we do our MVP as well, like every week. So which is a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 vote.
Between
We have Dacos winning it at the moment.
Yeah, Dacos is. So you get maximum of 20 votes. He was about 33 votes ahead.
Yeah.
So about 30 odd.
I'm sort of hoping Dacos has a little bit of a not as impactful next few games, just so the medal count for especially the Brownlow is close. Because you don't want to.
I think in the Brownlow, I think Noah Anderson's.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say smoky, but I think he's coming home like a wet sail.
He's a top 3 chance. Him and
Yeah.
Dawson. Yep.
Dawson's second on MVP, isn't he? At the moment? Yeah.
So I think it's quite tight. And I think as well, a good indicator is the AFL, the coaches' votes as well. So it's quite tight at the top 2.
Anderson could pip Dacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is Raul usually has just as big a
Yeah,
game with
exactly.
Anderson. But again, it's only usually those two who dominate. And the Suns have won that many games this year. So
And they'll win a few more.
When are you doing your Cardi medal stream?
It'll probably be the week after the end of round the round 24 like Gold Coast Essendon extra game really throws it out.
Yeah, it throws out a lot of content things.
It's on the Wednesday, so it's like really random time for a game, and then the Legends games on the Thursday. So maybe I'll do it the week after.
So leading
the
into
bye.
that first
Yeah.
week of finals.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, maybe we'll compare. We'll do a comparison post with the MVP and the Cardy medal.
See how it goes. Yeah.
Cool.
So hang on, who votes on the Cardy medal? Or your subscribers?
The fans. So after every week, I put like a post, and there's like a Google form, so they just chuck in their votes.
Dacos is winning that if it's a fan voted thing.
Yeah,
I feel
think
like.
so.
Like it
You never
has
know.
to be. Yeah,
He might not vote against the Lions.
Well, this is so you know how on Zero Hanger we've been doing like our bracket things for like
Most popular plays and all
yeah,
that.
that sort of thing. It's like a round robin type thing.
Yeah.
It's always like a battle of will the Collingwood supporters show up for Collingwood or will the anti-Collingwood fans
because there are a
show
lot
up?
of anti-Collingwood fans.
So like I don't actually know what's bigger. I feel like
Quite close.
Collingwood usually edges out anti-Collingwood.
Yeah.
But because a lot of people actually get behind Collingwood that aren't Collingwood fans. I don't like it. Anyway, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Cardy,
No
and
worries.
we'll catch you next week.
Sweet.